Hi, I'm Neil.
And I'm Kayla.
Welcome to the Crause crew.
Welcome to our camp review of Ramansdrif.
Welcome.
Welcome. Ramansdrif is where we stayed on day 10 of our honeymoon, so we'll have that linked on the screen or in the description for you to go and watch that whole video.
Ramansdrif campsite. A bit tricky to find, but put in your GPS, you'll find it. Yeah,
it's such a beautiful drive. It's like you're driving in the middle of the desert.
And there's a cool white tree against the rock.
Yeah.
It's a nice camp. I think that this campsite can change depending obviously on the water level and how much it's rained before. I think like when we were there was like a lot of debris and stuff like up above the grassy area. So obviously from the heavier rains earlier the year, there was a lot of debris lying around. The grass patch was nice and clean where we stayed. There was like nothing on it, and it's a very nice grassy area. So get there early so you can pick a good spot on the grass. The grass area is not very big. You've got to book through Namakwa 4x4, I think, on their website.
Yeah.
And you must get a permit to stay at these campsites.
It's also completely like wild camping. There's no ablutions or anything, so you have to make sure that you bring everything that you need with you. Like food, drinks, shower,
electricity, gas,
fishing rods,
bait.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
There isn't really any designated braai areas, so you'll see where previous people have made fire, there's like a hole in the grass with some sand and some rocks placed, so best to just make use of that you don't make a lot more fireplaces. And then you'd need to take with a braai stand and your own braai grid. What did you say? Wild camping, you gotta take everything.
Yeah.
Like we said, there's no facility, so you can't get drinking water there, so you gotta bring your own along. We managed to fill our big water tank that we use for showering and washing dishes and that stuff. We just drew water straight from the river.
We both took turns standing in the river and like
we took turns standing holding the pipe in the water so that we can get good water out the river. To at least have a shower and splash our face in the morning. The campsite on the grass is also pretty sheltered towards like the side and the back opposite the river. Wouldn't leave food around because while we were there we could hear baboons. Well, we saw baboons across the river, and then we saw them behind us. We saw them on the koppies behind us.
So if you are interested in the fishing is really good there. On the grass campsites there's a really nice big like pool almost in front of you where you can fish off, or you can take a walk down to the rapids or something like that. So the fishing is really good. Yeah,
so it's quite a big river, and there's quite a big piece of river in front of you. So yeah, definitely take a fishing rod with, and you can do some fishing. But
it is really one of the prettiest campsites that we stayed at on honeymoon, and definitely very worth a visit, I would say.
I think along that section of river there's 3 or 4 camps, if I'm not mistaken, that you could choose from. I think Ramansdrif and Groot Melkboom are pretty close together, and then there's maybe 1 or 2 further up the river. So definitely Ramansdrif, where we stayed, was very nice.
Yeah. Namibia's on the other side if you want to go visit.
If you want to go to Namibia, take a swim across, remember your passport. Definitely a campsite where we would stay longer than a day.
Yeah.
When we were sitting there,
2 days.
Yeah, we said it would have actually been nice to stay there for about 2 nights,
Yeah, we've watched other YouTube videos where people have stayed at this camp.
Now that we've been home,
these people had like a gazebo in the water, and we were just like, oh my goodness, we should stay there for longer. Like that would have been so nice. Like just set up a gazebo, put the chairs in the water,
relax,
catch fishies.
And you could always take it with one of those floating things and throw it in the water and just float and burn.
A tube.
Yeah, tube.
Yeah. Hey, that would be fun. We said that too. We said we should have bought like, especially there in that pool area, because that was so like there was no waves. It was so like
no current. So at least if you'd fallen asleep, you won't drift away and end up in Namibia.
Well, it was a very simple camp.
Yes, well,
it's not really a lot
there's
to
nothing
say
there.
about it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. At the end of all of our honeymoon videos, we have a map to show you exactly where we drove, so you can go and check that out. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Yo, what's wrong with us?
So there's nothing we missed. We said about the drive there. Good views. I'd stay there a day or two. 2 days.
Yeah, I'd say
days.
2, yeah.
Yeah. So the next fuel stop would be Fuelstrif. Or for us. Fuelstrif. Fuelstrif.
You need
But
fuel
we didn't.
That wasn't that weird.
You need to go to
hotel place
Extiansfontein to get fuel.
Yeah.
Fuel.
In Fuelstrif.
We should open a petrol station in Fuelstrif.
Yeah, and call it fuel.
Fuel.